So today we are going to see calculation of different entropies, mutual information, and capacity for binary symmetric channel using MATLAB. so I will just explain what is binary symmetric channel. I think you have an idea about binary symmetric channel. Binary means it has two input symbols and two output symbols, and symmetric as the probability of correct transmission for both the symbol is same, as well as probability of error is same for both the input symbols. That's why it is called as symmetric channel. So if you see, the probability of receiving y0 when the transmitted symbol is x0 is p. Now it is same with the probability of receiving y1 when the transmitted symbol is x1, which is p. So if I represent this channel using channel diagram, my channel matrix is p 1 minus p, then 1 minus p, p. That's why it is called as symmetric, because the probability of correct transmission as well as probability of error for both the input symbol is similar or same. Now remember, for this channel you need to calculate p of y. You will be given p of x and p of y by x. And from that sorry, from that you need to calculate p of y, then p of x comma y, then h of x, h of y, h of x comma y, h of y by x, h of x by y. These are all different entropies. That is input, output entropies, then conditional entropies, joint entropies, and then the mutual information and the capacity. So just write down this channel diagram as well as this channel matrix, conditional probability matrix, and then, as you know, this probability of using this channel matrix, you can calculate the capacity of binary symmetric channel, which is given as 1 plus p log to the base 2p plus 1 minus p log to the base 2 1 minus p. I think this is clear to all of you, because this proof of this capacity of binary symmetric channel, we have seen that in theoretical lecture in classroom, as well as this question has asked in same exam also. So I think you know how to calculate the capacity of binary symmetric channel. So just write down this channel diagram, then channel matrix. This is py by x, and then capacity of the binary symmetric channel. This will be useful for calculation of capacity of the channel. Now this is the same equation that you have to implement in MATLAB. So this will be required in MATLAB programming also. So just write down these things on the presentation. If you are done, please let me know. Okay, done. Okay. So first we'll solve this one example based on binary symmetric channel, and then we'll implement that this channel in MATLAB programming, so we can verify the theoretical values and the MATLAB outputs. So take this example. So question is, calculate all the entropies, then mutual information, capacity of binary symmetric channel if p of x is 0.7 and 0.3. I think you can see the slide. Just write down the example. Now I have drawn the channel diagram for the given values of p of y by x. So remember, after writing the example, you start with P of y. Simply P of y is nothing but P of x into Py by x, not P of y by x into P of x. Remember that. I think we have made mistake in classroom. No? We have taken the multiplication of P of y by x into P of x. So first you need to take P of x into Py by x. So multiply P of x with P of y by x. So to find P of y. So if you are done, start calculating P of y, and in chat box, please leave the comment what is P of y. Go step by step. First calculate P of y. Once P of y is calculated, then please let me know what is your answer. I hope you have written all these P of x and P of y by x matrices and then channel diagram. So P of y is coming as 0.7 and 0.3. Okay. So done. I think this is correct answer. So anyone has got the answer? So it is simple. 0.7 into 0.8, which is 0.56, plus 0.3 into 0.2. I think this is wrong answer. Please check your answer. P of y is not 0.7 and 0.3, because if you multiply P of x with P of y by x, multiply P of x with P of y by x, which is 0.7 into 0.8, that is 0.56, plus 0.3 into 0.2, that is 0.06, it should be 0.62. And then 0.14 plus 0.24, which is 0.38. Has anyone got the answer? 0.62 and 0.38. Shubhangi, 0.62. Correct. So 0.62 and 0.38 is correct answer. 0.62 and 38 is the correct answer actually. Because you are taking the multiplication of P of x with P of y by x, not P of y by x with P of x. Okay. So 0.62 and 0.38 is correct. Everyone, P of x into Py by x, not P of y by x into P of x. Remember this. Okay. So now next is what? You need to calculate P of x comma y, because as nothing is zero, no, that means not information loss, neither information loss nor noise is zero. That is P of y by x is also what? 0.8, 0.2, 0.2, 0.8, and P of x by y will not be identity matrix, because This is binary symmetric channel, so we need to calculate p of x comma y to calculate h of x comma y. So remember, you need to calculate p of x1 y1 using this formula, which is p of x1 into p of y1 by x1. Got this? P of x1 y1 is equal to p of x1 into p y1 by x1. So which is nothing but what? 0.62. Then calculate this second element of first row by multiplying p of x1 into p of y2 by x1. As we know, the constant input to the first row is p of x1 and the column output is y1 and this column output is y2. That's why p of x1 comma y2 is nothing but what? P of x1 into p of y2 by x1. So if you got a p of x comma y, it is very simple. It is just the multiplication of p of x with p of y1 by x1, each and every. So this should be 0.7 into 0.8, that is 0.56. And then 0.7 into 0.2, which is 0.14. Then multiply this 0.3 to this two element. I think we have done this in classroom. Just multiply p of y by x, the first row by p of x1 and second row by p of x2. It is as simple as that. So multiply this element, both elements by 0.7 and multiply these two elements by 0.3. But just don't add these multiplications. Just keep all the four multiplications as it is separate. What is your answer for p of x comma y? What is your first element, that is p of x1 comma y1? Please send the answer in chat box. Remember, we have what 40 minutes session, huh? And then it will be automatically disconnected. So after that, we have to wait. We will have to wait for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then we will again start with the second session. So if there is any confusion regarding p of x comma y, please tell me. It is as simple as that. Just multiply the first row of p of y by x, this first row of p of y by x by the p of x1 and p of and second row with p of x2. What is p of x comma y? Okay, the first row is 0.56, then 0.14, then 0.06. It should be 0.06 and then 0.24. Correct. Okay, so answer is correct. 0.56, 0.14, the first row of p of x comma y, and then second row is 0.06 and then 0.24. Now just remember, addition of these two elements, that is p of x1 comma y1 and p of x2 comma y2, should give you p of y1. So 0.56 plus 0.6 gives 0.62. So that means your answer is correct. Our answer is correct. That is p of y1 is 0.62 and 0.14, which is p of x1 comma y2, and 0.24, which is p of x2 comma y2. So addition is 0.38. So our answer for p of y is correct. Okay, so then next you have p of x, p of y by x, p of x comma y, p of y. So you can calculate h of x, h of y, h of x comma y. So calculate h of x h of y and h of x comma y. So formula for these entropies, these are the formulas. So calculate h of x, then h of y and h of x comma y. Once you get all these three values, you can calculate remaining values using these formulas. So use this don't calculate these values, this h of y by x and h of x by y. Just calculate h of x, h of y and h of x comma y. Okay, so h of y is 0.958. Okay, Shubhangi has got the answer, that is h of y is 0.958. Then 0.88, 0.88. Okay, 0.88 is correct. H of x is 0.88, h of y is 0.95. I hope everyone is solving the example. Ryan, Adarsh, Aman, Ankita, Chinmay, Harshal, Kalyani, Kaveri, Kiran, Mayuri, Monica, Nokia 3, Parag, Pooja, Prasad, Rohit, Saloni, Shivani, Shraddha, Snehita, Sonal, Vaishnavi, Varsha, Vedant, Yash, Damini, Samruddhi, Suraj. What is the answer? Okay, so h of x comma y is 1.6, which is correct. When calculate h of y by x, h of y by x will be h of x comma y minus h of x. Chalo, everyone, please send the answer. We don't have much of time. We have only 20 to 22 minutes for MATLAB program, for completing the program in one session. Otherwise, we will have to connect with the after 10 to 15 minutes for second session. Okay, 0.72 is h of y by x, correct? H of y by x is 0.72. It is just nothing but what? 1.6 minus 1.958. H of y by x is 0.64. Y by x is 0.72. H of x by y is. Then calculate the mutual information. So h of y by x is 0.72 and h of x by y is 0.64 or 0.65. Correct. Excuse me. Correct. So mutual information is 0.2361 or 24, and then capacity is, now remember, for capacity you have to use this formula. Capacity is, the formula is 1 plus P. Now P is nothing but what? You can take any value out of this 0.8. If you consider P is equal to 0.8, 1 minus P will be 0.2, or if you consider 0.2 as P, your 1 minus P will be 0.8. So consider P as so it is 0.2781. Correct. So these are the answers. Just write down these answers. Those who have not got the answer, P of y is equal to 0.62, then 0.38. Sorry. P of x comma y is 0.56, 0.14, 0.06, 0.24. H of x is 0.8813. Then h of y is 0.95. Then h of x comma y 1.6. H of y by x is 0.72. H of x by y is 0.64. Then mutual information is 0.23, and then capacity is 0.278 or 0.28. Okay. So I hope you have written all the answers. Please write down all the answers. We have to verify these values with the MATLAB output. So it is essential to have the theoretical values with you. So if you are done, shall we move to MATLAB programming? I think you have written this values. Will move towards the MATLAB program. Okay. So see, I'll just type the program. Then so start with CLC, then clear all. Now total number of input symbols will be total number of input sims will be 2, and then you can write n is equal to m because this is binary symmetric channel, so number of input symbols are 2, number of output symbols are 2. Then you have to accept the input properties. So P of x in bracket, enter the input probabilities. I think you got this. Then next is, in example, we have been given the values of conditional probability matrix, that is P of y by x. So enter the conditional. I hope you are with me on this. So P of x. So this is given P of x and P of y by x. Now you know how to calculate P of y. So what is P of y? It is nothing but what? P of x into P of y by, don't have to use this, P of y by x. I think this is matrix multiplication, so don't have to take the dot star. The star will be enough or suffice. So P of x star P of y by x. Then now remember, this is done. I'll run the program. Now remember, I have to calculate the values of, is it clear? So we'll calculate the values of joint probability matrix. Remember, what is P of x comma y? It is nothing but, now please attention here carefully. This is very important because we have to implement this P of x comma y in for loop. So either you can implement these formulas directly one by one, that is P of y x1 comma y1 is equal to this, then P of x1 y2 x2 y1, and then P of x2 y2. Either you can implement all these four statement separately, or you can use the for loop. Now remember, this is my first element. My row number is 1 and column number is 1. That's why the value of I is nothing but row number, and value of j is column number. So remember, P of x1 y1, it is calculated using what? P of x1, which is the first row. So this 1 is for I, and P of y1 by x1. Remember, so here my value of I, that is number of row, is 1, and my value of column is 1. Now this is my first element. So I will just type this in the program. So what is my P x comma y, the first element? Now remember, I have to type like this. I cannot calculate, I can't write P of x1 comma y1. So P of xy is nothing but the joint probability matrix, and the first row, first column element is calculated using P of x1 into, now remember, P y by x, that too the first element of the joint conditional probability matrix. So is it clear? The first element of this joint probability matrix is calculated using multiplication of the first input probability with the first element of the conditional probability matrix. So this is what P of x1 comma y1. Now remember, again back to the second element. Now second element is P of x1 comma y2. Now x1 comma y2 means first row and second column. Remember this thing, keep this in mind. So first row and second column. So what is my P of x1 comma y2? It is nothing but P of x1 as it is. So my value of I is not changing, it is same, but my value of j is changed from 1 to 2. That is P of y1 to y2, because my element is second column element, first row second column element. So my value of I is 1, which is same as of first element, and my value of j, that is number of column, is second. So I'll implement this using the same formula, that is P of xy. Now this is first row second column element of the joint probability matrix, but P of x1 is same, then multiply with the P of y by x, and my element is first row second column. So if you see, the row element is similar to the, is same for both the multiplication by, but my column element is changing from 1 to 2. Here the j value is changing from 1 to 2. So I can implement this, and remaining so for third row or third element, that is second row first column element, that is P of x2 comma y1. Now the value of I is 2 and the value of j is 1. That means this is the second row and the first column. So what is P of x2 comma y1? It is nothing but P of x2, that is mean second row, into P of y1 by x2. P of y1 by x2 means what? Second row, first column element of conditional probability matrix. So where I is 2 and j is 1. Now remember, for first two rows I is 1, and for next two rows or next two elements my I value of I will be 2. But for both the values of I, j value, that is column value, will change from 1 to 2. Here also the value of j is changing from 1 to 2. So I'll just implement this in the MATLAB program. So I'll just copy this whole thing because we don't have much of time. So my second row first column element is calculated by P of x2, P y1 and x2. So x2 means what? Y2, P y by x in bracket 2 comma 1, and P of x y 2 comma 2 means P of x2 y by x is 2 comma 2. So remember, for first two elements my value of row, that is 1 1 1 1 1 1. So the I can implement this by using for j is equal to, as my value of j is changing, so I will be using 1 comma 2. So I can just replace this 1 by j because my value is changing. So this is j. So for first row my value will be calculated as j is equal to 1 to 2. So for first value of j, my P of xy will be 1 comma 1, P of x1, then Py by x 1 comma 1. Now next value of j will be 2, so it will be 2, and this will be 2 also. And remaining this two row, for this two row I can again implement this using what? I. So for I is equal to 1 comma 2. Now I have to change these values. So instead of 1, this will be what? I, because my values of I will be changed from, now I am using two for loops, so this will be like this. So P of x comma y is calculated using this formula, simple. P of x I comma j is equal to P of x I into P of y by x I comma j. So I'll just end this statement with semicolon because I don't have to implement display all these values at the end of this loop. After that loop I will display the values of P of x comma y. Then what is h of x? Next is sum in bracket minus P of x dot star log to the base 2 P of x. So I'm going to just copy paste this because we don't have much of time. So P of y is equal to h of y is equal to P of y into log to the base 2 y. And then remember, x comma y you have to use two summation sign, and P of xy and then P of xy. Now what is h of y by x? It is simply h of x comma y minus h of x, and h of x by y is equal to h of xy minus h of y. Then mutual information is equal to, that is x comma y is equal to h of x minus h of x by y. And then if I consider p is equal to, that is py by x, the first element I am going to consider as p. So my capacity will be equal to 1 plus p star log to the base 2 p. This should be capital P. This should be capital P, and then plus in bracket 1 minus capital P into log to the base 2 1 minus p. I'm going to now, so We'll just run this program. I think we might have to join the session. Run this program. So add to path. Okay, so one bracket is missing. So input symbols 2, output symbols are 2. Okay, I made a mistake. So I'll just go back to the program, run this again. Total number of input symbols are 2. So enter the properties 0.7, 0.3. Conditional properties are 0.8, 0.2, then 0.2, 0.8. Now see. So what is your P of Y is 0.62, 0.38. P of XY is 0.56, 0.14, then 0.06, 0.24. H of X is 0.88, then H of Y is 0.95, H of X comma Y is 1.6, 0.72, then H of Y by X by Y is 0.64, then mutual information is 0.23, and then I have considered P as 0.8. So here P is nothing but what? P of Y by X 1 comma 1. That means the first element of my conditional probability matrix, which is 0.8. So P is 0.8 and my capacity of channel is 0.2781. If you are now, I think this is I hope this is clear. There might be some confusion in this for loop, but this is very simple. You have to implement this using this for loop I comma, or you can implement the four different statement for X comma Y 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2. So if you have any queries, please ask me in chat, or we will, because I think we have less than 1 minute for ending of this session. If you have any query, please let me in WhatsApp group. I will take the second session for this. Okay, so if you have any queries, please let me know in WhatsApp group. I will end this meeting because we have less than 1 minute. Okay, we'll see the next session, or we will do the next program in next session. Please let me know in WhatsApp group. Okay, I will end this meeting. Thank you.